Okay.
So number 4 on the Chris Simms top 40 quarterback countdown is?
Number 4 is big Andrew Luck. Captain Andrew, as they say, right? 39 touchdown passes this year, second in the NFL, only to a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Andrew Luck's season was off the charts. Again, you know what it shows you, too. Look at what happens to a player, okay? And Andrew Luck was good already, don't get me wrong. But when you start to give a support system around him, Andrew Luck, we talked about it a few minutes ago, a guy who's, he gets injured a lot, right? He gets the injury.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah. Well, and like I talked about with Aaron Rodgers, why is that? Andrew Luck, the first few years of his career, if he didn't just stand there and just wait for people to kill him, to throw the bomb, or make the plays happen themselves, then the Colts weren't going to win the game. So he had to play a dangerous style of football. But what we saw last year is a guy that, now he's got one of the best offensive lines in football, and I saw him avoid some of those car crash hits that got him hurt early on in his career because he realized, gosh, I actually have a support system here. I don't have to win the game with every time I drop back to pass and do all of that. Andrew Luck, one of the best deep ball football throwers in the NFL, extremely smart, okay? You talk about a pure pocket passer. Yeah, he's a pure pocket passer, but don't forget, at 240 pounds, he ran 4.59 coming out in the combine, right? He can go. And we saw that a number of times last year where he tucks the ball away, okay, and can rip off a 10, 15-yard gain and do that and stress your defense out. I mean, accuracy, timing is all top-notch. Now, this is a guy the arm is not like a big-time arm. He's not his arm isn't like the woe factor of, let's say
Which
Mahomes.
You always think of Andrew Luck of having that.
Well, you think of, because you think, I know you do, right? It's kind of that real deliberate, over-the-top motion. He can throw it a far way.
Yeah.
That's where I look at it. But he's not throwing, like, at least for me and what I've seen through my life, like lasers all over the field. I'm not like, ooh, man, that thing was like vapor trails. I could barely see it on the TV, right? Like sometimes you see Mahomes and you're like, that just looked like a brown blur that went across the screen. And no, that's not the way he is, okay? I do think that at some point, Ahmed, he's going to have to correct his motion a little bit. I don't think it's going to last the test of time. And I don't necessarily think it's always conducive to bad weather. Something I talked about a little bit in the AFC divisional playoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sitting there watching, Andrew Luck throw in the snow and win. And, the ball was getting the best of it a little. I mean, the wind was getting the best of the ball on some of the throws. I went down and watched Patrick Mahomes, and it was like, shoo! And I was like, holy cow, okay, the elements are not affecting Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But that is something that worries me. I don't even know why I went off on that. But just big, broad picture, that's what worries me about Andrew Luck. But overall, I mean, the plays he makes, the clutchness that he brings to the table on a week-to-week basis. They started out 0-4. They went 1-5. Once they kind of got their feet underneath them as far as Andrew being totally healthy, getting a grasp of the new Frank Reich system, the defense started to play better. Right. Man, they took off. And, of course, Andrew Luck and all the things he can do at the quarterback position are pretty damn special. And, I think, when I look at him, decision maker, accuracy, aggressive nature to throw the ball down the field, one of the best in the pocket in the NFL as far as not only just hanging in there, waiting for that guy to come open that's going to be a game-changing type play, but just never being affected. Even though when he knows the ball's got to come out of his hands, he's unaffected by the pass rush. So tough that way. And, I think he's a special player that is definitely deserving to be in this top 5 quarterback.
You had him 11th last year after missing the whole year with that shoulder injury. You probably didn't know which way he was going to go. You
didn't know
if he's ever going to play again. He comes back, plays every game in 2018. One off his career high in touchdowns. He had 39. He had a career high completion percentage. One off his career high in wins. They racked up 10 wins even with a slow start. I was looking at some of the individual games. He threw for 4 touchdowns in 3 games. He threw for 3 touchdowns in 6 other games.
Ooh.
I mean, they were relying on
They're kind of like can't miss TV. I mean, I don't know. Andrew Luck at home at Lucas Oil Stadium, I don't care what the game is or what the score is. They're down by 21 points in the fourth quarter. I'm always like, well, it's only a matter of time before Andrew Luck brings them back, and we're going to have a fun finish to this football game.
He was limited in the team's offseason program because of a calf injury. Does that scare you at all?
I mean, they did the right thing as far as once he had the injury, they kept him out of everything because calf injuries are a pain in the butt. They are the type of thing that if you don't let them heal completely, they will continue to, happen again and again and again as the year goes on. So we don't need to see, Andrew Luck throw passes in June. I'm pretty sure he'll be okay once August comes around and the regular season starts rolling.
When he was 11th last year, did you think that there was a possibility that he would never crack the top 10 again? Just with your shoulder for a quarterback, you're like, well, he might never be the same guy again.
I was definitely scared. I mean, especially with, you started to hear the stories about the surgery and the guy, there was so many things along the lines, let alone then he starts to throw a high school football and you're going, we're going in the training camp and he hasn't even thrown an NFL football yet. Yeah. So yes, I tried to remind people, hey, let's not forget that before the injury, this guy was right there in the top 5 quarterback in football conversation. Yep. And yeah, I had to see it to believe it. And early on in the year, there was some good, but I was like, ooh, I don't know if he's totally back. But as the year went along, I just saw more and more of the Andrew Luck that I know and remember. And, again, they put a lot on his shoulders. They win games because of him. Yeah. Their defense, of course, was certainly better last year. They ran the ball a little bit better than they have in years past. But, again, I don't think it was anything special. Let me just make sure.
I mean 39 touchdowns, threw the ball quite a bit.
Right,
still.
The 20th ranked rush offense in football, too. I mean, so, it's not like the run game was there to help them all the time. And not that that's a determining factor either way, but I think either way, we know that games start and end with the Colts, with Andrew Luck's ability to provide for that team. And the way teams game plan for the Indianapolis Colts is all around Andrew Luck and what he does as well.
Yep, and he is, 29 now? He's entering his 7th full season after missing a whole year. I think he's, 29 maybe?
He's somewhere right in that range. Right.
29 going on 55.
Well, he's a brilliant guy.
His favorite musician?
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
Wow, okay, Jersey.
Whose first album came out. It was Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, 16 years before Andrew was born.
Wow, see?
Which makes total sense.
It does totally make sense.
Yeah.
He's like...
He probably likes those old-fashioned cars, too.
Well, he set the bar, I think, to where, why we look at guys like Dwayne Haskins a little bit and go... oh, they're not ready. They're immature.
Yeah.
And a little bit, to me, is because of Andrew Luck. He came into the league, and he was like, okay, he's 22 going on 42, and he's so mature, and he's ready to handle the offense and all of that. And, yeah, he's wise beyond his years. And, really, you talk about a guy that just does everything right, says all the right things, and just I thought that he's got that like aw shucks attitude. Like
he just told me his favorite movie was West Side Story. So that
are you serious? Okay, I was gonna go. Damn, he's really old then. If we're going down that list.
Studied architectural design at Stanford. Just got married this offseason to his longtime girlfriend. She was a gymnast at Stanford, Nicole Pachenek.
Yeah, I met her one time this past year. Yes, I did.
She's pregnant too.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. That's cool. Yeah, really
cool. It'll be a huge year for the Luck family there. So, and when he and Harbaugh were together at Stanford, there are not two more like all about football guys, I think, in football. Like, you have Andrew Luck, who you just envision when he's away from the field, he's thinking about football. Right. And we already know that from Jim Harbaugh that he's thinking about football. Yeah. 24/7.
No, he is 24/7. I don't even know if he knows his family members' names, but I mean,
well, it's a big family, and so
it's hard, right?
Very difficult.
But yeah, Andrew Luck. I mean, hey, you saw it last year. He's a special player, guy, leader. And, again, it's going to be second year in the system. I think they've helped him out with, getting a guy like Devin Funchess in the building, right? Their receiving core is solid, but we're not sitting here going, oh, this is one of the best receiving cores in football. But yet we consistently, the last 10 weeks of the season, went, oh, this is one of the best passing games in football. And that's because of Andrew Luck and the things he can bring to the table and his talents that way. And this is a team watch out for this year. The AFC South is so damn good. But the Colts are certainly a team that looks like they're on the rise.
So Andrew Luck, number 4.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.